What is up, guys? You are watching Sketch Talk. That's right, Sketch Talk, a show where I drop a sketch on Mondays, and on Fridays I talk about it. So last week's sketch was actually about a very gossipy group of women. Now, this is based on my small town. It's so funny because in the South, people, they have sweet voices, but they can actually be very mean. Like, they'll be at the dinner table like, now, Carol, now, does her husband still beat her? Oh, wait, no. Okay, he killed himself. Okay.
I'd like to go over to her house and plaster her ass to the wall with a butter gun like a spider catching its prey.
Why would Judy do that?
Because she's a miserable hoe bag who hates herself and has no moral compass.
I'm mad for you.
See, I grew up in Southern Illinois, and people don't think that's a South. They'll be like, oh, like Champaign-Urbana. And I'm like, no. Not anywhere near Champaign-Urbana. Like, lower, like down by Kentucky. Like almost Kentucky. That's what I tell people. I'm from almost Kentucky. Sometimes I even just tell people, all right, dude, look, I'm from Kentucky. So people just don't think, because people, like, they don't see the rest of the state of Illinois. It's almost like Narnia. Like, oh, this is what's behind the coat rack. Lots of cornfields. Like, I grew up in a place where there's Cracker Barrels galore. Like, basically my town that I actually have a lot of love for is like a Cracker Barrel without a roof on it. And that sounds like an insult until you realize how much I love Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel's just great, isn't it? There's always like one guy just sitting on the rocking chair out front, just like chugging a can of beans while it's drizzling down his cheeks. And they have that shitty toy shop that's like old slingshots that was made by like a Native American from the 1800s. It's a great place. There's a lot of things I learned in the Midwest, like direct eye contact with people and a good handshake. I can't tell you how many men in LA do not give a good handshake, you know? And this is not just the leather jacket speaking. This is a Midwestern value. Like in the Midwest, if you don't shake someone's hand, you actually get stoned to death. Like the town congregates around you and throws a rock at you just to weed out the weak from society. If you don't shake someone's hand in the Midwest, it's literally like spitting in their daughter's face. They're like, you come back here and you shake my damn hand. I don't know what it is. I don't know why a handshake is important. Why is it important to grip another man's hand and squeeze it? See, there's a very delicate balance. It's a dance with a handshake. It's kind of like a tightrope. Because on one hand, you don't want to shake their hand super, just flaccid. Is that the right word to use for a handshake? You don't want to give a flaccid handshake. You want to give a good grip, but then at the same time, you also don't want to give a handshake that's like overcompensating. I remember I was doing cold calling for the Hollywood Bowl, which is a really, really, really big venue here in Los Angeles. It was one of my earlier jobs when I was trying to support myself. It was telemarketing. And I called the woman and we started talking on the phone. She's like, I'm from Michigan. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm from Illinois. And she goes, cool. So you're selling tickets for the Hollywood Bowl, huh? And I was like, yeah, I'm selling tickets for the Hollywood Bowl. I am actually. And she goes, oh, okay. Well, your parents must be so proud of you, because you could be a doctor by now or a lawyer, but instead you're making cold calls for the Hollywood Bowl. Aww. And then she just hung up. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really livid. I mean, I saw red for a second, to where it's like all my ethics would have gone out the window, to where I wanted to grab her by her nice little Argyle sweater and just throw her out of the Sears Tower. I wanted to find out where she lived, just so I could send her a thing of anthrax. I mean, because it's just like, that whole thing, the condescension with the sweet voice is, I don't know why. For some reason, it makes me angry. I mean, I'm a very, very emotionally intelligent person, if I may brag upon myself. I know I'm wearing a leather jacket, but I have a high EQ. IQ is your logical logistics and all that kind of stuff. Did I say that right? Logistics? I think that's how you say it. But an EQ is your emotional intelligence. How intelligent you are emotionally, how much you pick up social cues, understand people. You can kind of read and assess what a situation is. But that all goes out the window when you talk to me with a really sweet voice and you say something angry. I have a bad temper. That's what's crazy. I think the Midwest just brings that out of you, because you're taught to be polite like all the time, to where you just explode. Like, case in point, here's a very, very negative thing about me. Don't do this anymore. I've repented. But I used to act like I was pulling guns on people in traffic. I would do really, really great space work, aka that's a little bit of improv talk, and someone would cut me off. This is like 2010 to 2013. And I'd flip on my dome light, and so people could see my eyes and they could realize how crazy I am. And I would follow them, and I would unlock my glove compartment, and I would act like there was a gun in my seat, and I would cock it, and I would just follow people for like a long, long time. And then one day, basically, this is what God used to cure me of that. I went up to a guy, and then like I was about to start screaming at him because this is my road rage. I was in Van Nuys, which you should never do this anywhere, but definitely don't do it in Van Nuys. I pull up to this guy, he's in a Mustang, and I honk my horn at him. I'm like, get out of the road! A little bit more expletive laden. And he had a gelled ponytail. Let me tell you something about people who have gel in their ponytail. Don't ever say anything to them, period. He caught up to me and then tailgated me, and just like a bird stalking its prey, he peeled out around me, just like circling. And all I could think was to stick my head out the window and I go, sorry, dude. Ever since then, I have never pretended to pull a gun on another human being again. I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let these white teeth fool you. Don't let this huge smile and this caring personality fool you. I can be crazy. So guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Follow me on here. Follow me on Instagram. It is Matt Jones Comedy. Tell your friends about my YouTube page, and have a blessed week. I'll see you guys. Will it be after Christmas? No, it'll be Christmas Day. Let's see if I drop another sketch talk on Christmas Day.